Hi, it's Wendy with Halter Ego. I'm here to talk to you about how to care for your Halter Ego bridle today. We get a lot of people reaching out, and those of you who have been asking for a while are going to be thrilled with this video. We subscribe to the less is more philosophy in general. I'd love to tell you that it's more complicated than that, but a really good quality cloth, clean water, and an ounce of prevention is really what we do. What I do with my bridle, I have actually none of these, but what I want to show you here today are the different leathers and the different trims, so I can talk you through that. But what I do with my bridle, and I ride in the Aurelia, which is a black patent bridle with a metallic gold piping, is literally after every ride, I take a very, very slightly damp cloth. I wring it out, and then I just wipe it down. I wipe down my reins. I think the key is to make sure that dirt does not accumulate, because then you've got a whole lot of gunk to get rid of. We advise against using cleansers, soaps, because a lot of them have alcohol in them, or they can be really abrasive, and they can actually leach moisture. If you think about it, these are no longer live hides. So when we burn our skin or anything happens to our skin, it will repair itself, but these don't. So anything that you do that's going to take dirt off is actually potentially taking moisture out. And then what I do is every 2 to 3 months I condition it with a cream-based conditioner. Any good quality conditioner is fine. I stay away from oils, because oils will dissolve any kind of epoxy or adhesive, even on reins. If you think about the reins with the rubber grip on the back, oil will dissolve it. Anyone that's used Goo Gone at home or anything to get rid of a nasty mess or something, it's oil-based. So stay away from oils in general, especially if you're a little clumsy like me. You don't want to drip it on things like Swarovski rock crystal piping. It's not going to happen immediately, but over time it will stretch it and it will potentially come undone. Same thing with any of these specialty leathers that we have, some of the textured ones. Again, I will just wipe it down ever so slightly. It's barely damp. And that's it. Hey presto. I think the other thing that's important is not to over moisturize. So when you do, make sure that you buff it off and that it doesn't feel tacky or creamy to the touch. Same thing with water. Don't leave too much water. I think logic dictates that if you put a lot of water on something, it's going to hydrate it. It can actually dry your bridle out and make it brittle. Our leather, we do a lot of the heavy lifting for you up front. All of our leathers are vegetable tanned. They are pre-oiled, so super soft. It's like, putting a pair of Uggs on. Super comfy, you don't have to break them in. And then it's sealed with a very mild kind of biodegradable sealant. And if you take good care of your bridle, it should last you for years and years, and you should have no problem at all. Another question that we get asked a lot is, how do I care for my brow band? How do I clean my brow band? Our brow bands typically will have some kind of limited edition coated crystal. This one has a pearl cabochon and Swarovski crystal pattern. And again, you don't want to be using anything that's too astringent or abrasive, so no alcohols, no nail polish remover, none of that. I just wipe it down after every ride. I actually usually just keep it snapped onto my bridle, but this is easier. If you are one of those people who either forgets or is a little lazy, and maybe you don't clean it after every ride, but it's after every 7 to 10 rides or something like that, again, please don't let gunk build up. But if you do, take a very slightly damp, again, really slightly damp. And when I say slightly damp, like even on this cloth, right, it's not even getting my shirt wet. So it's barely damp. With a soft toothbrush, and brush it off, and that will typically do the trick. So easy keepers, which is really what you want, because then it makes care an easy part of your daily routine. And again, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.